This again. I am very exhausted mentally, but I'm fine. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sing. Okay, I'm here right here at the bank, and actually, we have across the street several companies that there are. Okay, there are several that I don't really know, but hear, and I know that hearing is not always fact unless someone makes it clear. So we know we have here underneath is New York Life. Um, Traveling, it's a traveling booking place. And then above it is the Hanford Masonic Temple. Okay, then the right next to it is the phone building. The old phone is called the old phone building. And then the restaurant that they just made is they just opened the grand opening restaurant Wanawat Tents. And so you see all these different businesses and they're flourishing and whatnot and whatnot. But having to go through this, no, you don't want that. So make, besides whatever that's supposed to mean, when they had that great meeting a few days ago, I'm not really good at calculating the time and dates. No. I'm not even good at math. So when they have that meeting at the old courthouse building at the Civic Park, they had discussed issues about planning and all that for the community, So one thing I don't know what it meant was the carousel. They're thinking they're investing money in fixing the carousel, which I don't know was a meeting that cost 60, 70 some bucks. I don't know, but it was very packed. That might have been a week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Maybe over a week. I'm estimating about that time. I'm sure you guys heard it in the Hanford Sentinel. And I think I mentioned it also. So now the man left. I was trying to be friendly to him. The one that offered me dope. And I don't use dope. I'm a believer of Christianity, but I don't believe in, I believe like in the investments, like the safety on the roads, fixing the road. And I know, because I know they have a lot of codes, because remember that one incident I told you about. I had a drawing, and I'm not excellent in my drawing. Of course, there could be others, critiquing, what I drew to, but as long as it doesn't go too far to what I wanted to have built, and that was on 7th Street, which is also Main Street, and Harris Street, and it's in the city of Hanford. And so I went to the city hall to talk about it, and I talked to several people, and they wouldn't do that. But I would wish that, because it has to meet building codes and all this other stuff. So there was a reason why they wouldn't, even consider it. And I'm not sure, maybe that whole area, I mean, they could create majestic things, in small areas. So I wasn't sure if that was with what I had in mind to create the building, and excuse me, and so they didn't pass that. And what was I going to say? Oh my goodness, what was I going to say? Um, but that's what they could do is if we're getting investments, not because in America, we're in a specific city, Hanford, in this city, which is in Central America, Central Valley, and in California. And so they've been having some, what do you call it? Improvising with the city, improvision, I guess you would call it. I can't think of the word right now. And, but I also think if investments are here, and if we like to be amongst positive people, right, who know how to build and who just have that intelligence to build, whether they're white, black, Asian, India's Asia, and Arabia, which is Middle East, and Africa, which is Morocco and all that area, black Africans there too, of course. And I'm sure there's a lot of different people there, nationalities there. So I think that the investment could go towards more, um, on building the cities over there, don't you think? Considering they're part of the investor, the main investors, in both Africa and Asia. I don't know what's in the European area. I do know they have what is that called? The trip. It starts with the T, and it's that tall building. It's that tall. It's a not building, but it's made of metal and it's tall. I don't know, I can't remember what it is, but it's somewhere in Europe. I can't remember exactly where. And I hear it a lot, the word of it, and I can't remember what it's called. But I think, there's a lot of ideals. So I hope they do things, common sense to try to destroy minds like a lot of us, we do have attraction, towards the Arabians, but of course they have dealings with so many different other peoples too, like everybody does. But obviously, if someone wants one specific entity, there has to be something done there. But to bring it to me, that hardship, which they do that, because there's this woman also who also said, um, like she couldn't speak, she couldn't say too much, but I did hear the word prostitution, so I was kind of thinking, because I did ask her one time if she was forced into prostitution. So then I don't want my own children forced into that, I don't want that. And if they make it look like it was whomever's fault, or even my sons, to try to create disaster or trouble for us. My priority is my family. That's my God-given ability, to nurture and to be a support. I try to be the best. And when they try to destroy me and my mental senses, and, to be able to reason right, correctly, I think that could destroy an image, But I'm thankful that finally I was pictured on the Hamper Sentinel, and the people in the community and the churches, they know me. And I have not changed. It's just, I'm still myself. It's just that the hardship here on the streets is so much different than the ministry that we used to do, by helping provide food on a weekly basis and helping with whatever ministry, entertainment like dancing and singing, So that's part of an organization too. And so I want to acknowledge who we are a part of. If I like to be amongst even white or the French or the Italians, Arabians, India, if I want that, um, what makes you, or even amongst white, the whomever it is, the British, if we have that already and we're immune to that, then why is it that we limit that nation, the Arabian nation, all the nations I identify, nations, Arabia, India, um, and India, Arabia, and the French, Italian, you see all that, why, if we like that, because there's some nationalities that I dealt with out here that I find are really excellent, but I don't want to, I want to be careful what I speak to, not to be like, I'm terrified where I can't speak of it, which that has happened to me before, even having my house and where I couldn't, I was sensing certain things that involved my children's well-being, so I was quiet about certain things, and because I just started sensing, like, how you could sense like a fear, like something is trying to, you could, any human, they could sense, you know, a type of resisting, avoiding trouble. I'm not even speaking clearly. So, anyways, if we have clear minds and we are like-minded to come in tune with other people who want to do good and not want to push you into a reality, into another realm, if that's what they like, then don't let them pressure you. I'm telling you, especially my sons and my daughter, don't let another pressure you. We are our own selves. We are our own identity, and that's special. Because, people like humor too. People like, fantasy or, realistic movies of drama and, interested in stuff like that. And sometimes we like to watch scary movies, and I'm telling you, boy, there's been times, where, I could be confident out here in the street, but there's times where I feel, like kind of tense, uncomfortable with the situation. So I try to move away from it, not avoid it, but move away from it. So anyways, for the sake of my safety, So anyways, everyone sleep well. I know it's prom night and everybody's probably having at the dance and enjoying themselves. So enjoy yourselves. And congratulations on your graduation. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you, children.